man, Ghost Cult Magazine welcomes in Veritas of the Suicide Puppets. How are you doing today, man?
Doing outstanding. How about yourself?
I am doing awesome, and you look awesome, and I hope you are doing well. Yes, very metal. Obviously I'm very excited to talk about a lot of stuff going on with the band, but it goes without saying, I hope you, the band, all your related family and friends are okay through this period of time. Everybody seems to know somebody that has had the coronavirus or impacted by it personally or professionally. So I hope you guys are all holding up well and keeping strong at this time.
Yeah, no, we're doing good. We did have a close fan of ours did come down with COVID. He's an older gentleman, but he wound up beating it. So
Oh, thank goodness.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody seems to be safe. So, it's indiscriminate, clearly.
Exactly.
I know there's been a lot of confusion and misinformation about like who can get it and who can't, and I'm not going to go into details, but and I've talked to a range of people, and it's been young to old, and other people have had it. So just I'm glad everybody's upright and keeping strong, and you guys have been, even in this time, very busy as a band, which I love to see. Let's talk a little bit. You're doing this charity live stream next Saturday, June the 6th, which
Correct.
I always refer to as International Slayer Day, 666. And but yeah, let's talk a little bit about this charity and why you're supporting, because I think it's super awesome.
Sure. Yeah. We're doing a charity live stream event for Operation Build Up, which is it's a veteran-owned organization. It's completely everything's donated to them, so they don't make a dime off of anything. What they'll do is they'll build up cars that are broken down. Somebody will donate a car to them, and they'll fix it up, and they'll give it to a veteran in need, so that way they can go to a job or basically just get their life back on track. And I found out about this organization about 2 years ago, I think it was. My wife and I were watching a documentary series. I think it was, I may have been National Geographic or somewhere along the lines of that kind of a station. And Mike Rowe did a bit on Operation Build Up. It was kind of like a pay it forward type of thing. They got him like a bigger facility and whatnot. And fast forward 2 years, Justin, the head of Operation Build Up, he and I became friends on Facebook. And ironically enough, he's a fan of the band. And he had sent me a message on Facebook Messenger saying, hey, man, I'd really like to do something with you guys. Maybe we can give a car away to a veteran at a show, or what can we do? Well, of course, we're kind of going through this COVID thing. And the best thing I could come up with at the time is like, dude, we can do a live stream event for you. And people can donate through our website. They can donate through Facebook. While we're doing the live stream, we'll have a digital tip jar where they can donate to Operation Build Up. And myself and Steven Suicide, our one lead guitar player, we're both veterans. So we both served our country. So this really hits home for us. And it's nice to be able to give back. I've been out for a while now, but it's nice to be able to give back to my fellow brothers and sisters in arms who really need help in time of need.
That's awesome, and thank you for your service, of course. And tells a lot about you guys as a group, that you're willing to do charity stuff right now. I know everybody is suffering. Our whole industry is in the shitter, frankly.
Absolutely.
And I don't know what the future is going to be. You guys are, here on the East Coast like me, and just the whole, it seems like we're going to start reopening up slowly, but obviously it's a really, says a lot about the character of you folks that you're going to do this big charity thing. Operation Build Up sounds awesome. We're going to link all of this in the description, and this interview will run in time to promote the show, which I'm looking forward to helping with, and get that word out. So yeah, that's really wonderful of you guys. And I think even if you hadn't served, or you don't have a bit, everybody kind of knows someone who's been a veteran, or
Sure.
Someone in their family. I have members of my family serve, so we don't do enough for our veterans. We seem to, we take advantage of them. We certainly welcome their service in protecting us, and then we don't honor them and take care of them on the other side, which is just horrible.
Yeah.
Among many of the horrible things in this country right now.
How about it? Yeah.
That's one of them. That's one of them. Yeah, that's one of the things on my mind. But yeah, thank you so much for that. And have you guys done a lot of practicing, or sort of use technology to stay connected musically?
We've been doing things virtually, but the last couple of weeks, because where we're at in Pennsylvania, they've slowly opened things up. So we can gather. We just can't be in more than groups of 25, I think it is. But there's only 6 of us in the band, so we started practicing as a full band probably about 3 weeks ago, which is, we needed it. I mean, doing it virtually is one thing, but being all together is a little bit nicer because then you can work out things a little bit better than, say, well, because some people's connections are bad and they lag and this and that. But yeah, no, so we have been practicing. Actually, we had practice today. So we got through that and then, we're just getting ready for this show. And it's exciting for us because we haven't really done anything since the end of January. You know what I mean? And we're just trying to stay relevant as best we can. So we're like, we have these giveaways that we just gave away merch not too long ago. We got these voodoo dolls of each one of the band members. And we had a giveaway through our sponsor, Goblin Alchemy, which is one of our sponsors. They're a meadery out of Deerfoot Vineyard Winery out of Berks County, PA. They were the ones that helped us with the giveaway and whatnot. So it was cool. Let's be able to give back as best we can, especially in this time that we have going on right now. And not a lot of people have money because they're not working. So it's just, we're just doing the best we can with what we've got to work with. So when this whole thing came about to do Operation Build Up, I jumped at the chance. I was like, why not? You know what I mean? Like, let's give back as best we can right now.
Right on. And you guys have been, I know, playing a lot of shows. We covered a couple of them. One of your headline shows, we covered the 69 Eyes Wednesday 13 show, which is I could not imagine a more perfect bill for your band to be on, because Wednesday especially has like a lot of stuff in common with you guys musically and just stylistically, which I love.
That was actually the last show we did.
Yeah. So I was wondering if has this impacted you? I know your last record was out in 2018, and I believe you guys are working on new music. Has this really, even though you're active and doing stuff, which is cool, has this hurt like current plans or future plans?
No, actually not really. It's kind of kicked us in the butt to get things moving that we've been kind of dragging on a little bit. We actually do have a new album recorded. It's currently being shopped for a release right now. So until something happens with that, we're just kind of sitting around waiting for that to get released. But in the meantime, we have written 3 new songs that we may or may not release on an album. You just never know what we might do.
Nice. It's interesting. I think we're in regardless of this current climate and everything in the music business, I think we're in kind of an age right now where the boundaries of like, oh, it's only an album or an EP. A lot of bands are doing standalone singles.
Sure.
If you don't have a partner or a deal, there's Bandcamp, would certainly help service your record and get
Absolutely,
it to people. Yeah. And you guys always do a really great job from, what I've seen in terms of just packaging and other extras for fans. So you certainly could put a single out if you wanted to by yourselves without a partner.
Oh, absolutely.
And it wouldn't hurt you.
No, not at all.
Right.
But our management team has been working really well with us throughout this time period too, because a lot of bands were on tour when this whole thing, when this whole COVID thing happened. So he was trying to get bands home and all this and that. And luckily we were at home. We really didn't have a whole lot going on at the time. We did have a lot of shows coming up, but we just happened to have a lull there and lucked out where we weren't out somewhere and like, well, now we have to cancel the entire tour. Crap, we don't have any money to get home, but But no, so we've just working with us. We actually have a couple things in the works right now. One I can't talk about. One I can talk about. We're doing a music festival as of right now. It's still on in Chicago on September 5th.
Okay, awesome. Is that which one is that?
It's the Afterlife. It's Afterlife Music Festival and / Mudfest. I believe. Puddle of Mud. Puddle of Mud is the headlining act.
That's going to be interesting and awesome. I saw them twice in the last bunch of years. Once when they were not so great, and another time when they were like all together and Wes was very sharp. So I know he gets a lot of grief on the internet for that Nirvana thing, but like, you know what, man? Nobody who is like 50 years old could sing like they did when they were 25.
How about it? Yeah.
Except like maybe Rob Halford and Bruce Dickinson.
Yeah, exactly.
and like Rob Zombie is probably like a better singer now than he was like in White Zombie, but that's not saying a lot. And I love Rob, but yeah. So like nobody is, like he gets a lot of shit, but like, I'm glad he's got his life together right now. That's the important thing.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, I hope it happens, Let's talk a little bit about, how the band came together, because I'm always interested in how bands kind of form and how you guys formed around this amazing image and the whole mystique of the Suicide Puppets.
Sure. The band actually formed around 2005, but it was under a different name. It was called Fine Art of Hate. And what had happened was, the original guys, they got booked to play this like white supremacist like event. And they're like, oh, wait a minute, because their name was Fine Art of Hate. They're like, dude, whoa, this isn't our deal. We can't be a part of this. We're not coming to your show, period. Take us off the bill. So after that happened, they just did, I wish I wish the events that came around to actually find the band name that it is now is a little bit more interesting than it is. But they literally just did like one of those Google band name available things. Suicide Puppets came up and they grabbed it. Like, we'll just take it. But throughout the years, it's kind of taken on its own embodiment of the band, because we have lost friends along the way to suicide. So basically, the band name is basically just saying that we're all puppets in this world, and we are puppets to suicide. It can happen, and it sucks. We don't promote suicide one bit. All of our songs are basically about serial killers. So like we're not promoting suicide. So, but the two individuals who were in Fine Art of Hate are still in Suicide Puppets. That would be Twisty and Johnny. Twisty does vocals, Johnny plays bass. So it was just actually us three for a while. Back in 2007 is when I became part of Suicide Puppets. And we were a three-piece for a while. And then we got Steven Suicide on guitar. And maybe 6 months later, we picked up Lame Suicide for keys. He's no longer with the band, but he still helps out whenever he can. Like when we rewrote a couple of tunes for this new album that's coming out eventually at some point. And we had him redo all the keyboard and synth stuff for it. So that was kind of cool. So he still helps out from time to time. And I think it was a couple years later, like around 2009, we picked up another guitar player, Donnie Von Gallagher. He was in a band that we had been played with millions of times called The Vivid Twisted. And we were doing a show together in Duncannon, PA at a venue that no longer exists because sadly it burned to the ground, a place called Tubby's. That was their last show at Tubby's with us that night. And after the end of the show, he's like, I have a band. So we're like, okay, well, come join us. So for about, I think it was 3 weeks, he was living out in New Jersey. He would drive all the way from Jersey to Central PA to practice on Sundays. And then he wound up moving out here. So that was all of us then for a while, up around 2009. And then right around 2012, I had a really bad divorce. It didn't go, the divorce is what it is. And I was kind of going through a downward spiral at the time, and I had to readjust myself. And I met a former high school friend of mine. We had reconnected via Facebook. I'm kind of jumping around here a little bit. We reconnected via Facebook, and I actually went to go visit her in Colorado. And turns out we both had a thing for each other in high school, never said anything. So I actually wound up getting married to her and lived out in Colorado for about 4 or 5 years. And then just recently moved back to Central PA in 2017 or 18 and rejoined back up with Suicide Puppets once I came back. So the band's been through a weird transition at a couple of points, but we're back to the core members of the band. The only one who really isn't a core member, but basically he's a core member in my mind anyway, is Tattooicide. He joined a couple years ago, and that dude is a phenomenal guitar player.
Yeah, for sure. I watched some live videos. I obviously dig the record. Every band has kind of like a circular history. And I like that you guys, had a chance to stand up to some hatred and, took it on. And having also had several friends, lost several friends to suicide, I always picked up that you guys were, definitely very put that on Front Street, like, hey, even though this is in the name, this is not what we're about. And I love any band that's all about serial killers. So
Yeah.
right here, we're right here.
Yeah, right.
And I'm not wearing I usually do a lot of these interviews in my Sounds of the Lamb shirt, which I'm not wearing today. But it's like put the lotion in the basket shirt, basically. Yeah, and I tell people that's my shirt that I wear on dates if I had any. But instead I have a music website and a YouTube. Anyway, but let me hear a little bit about how you got into making music and what was there ever like an album or a song or a concert or something that made you like, oh, I should be doing this? Was there a thing in your life that led you to here?
When I got first introduced to the band Pantera, I had a great childhood and whatnot, and then my parents listened to music, but it was like, Stevie Nicks and Fleetwood Mac, that same vein of music, which I enjoy, don't get me wrong. And I was that marching band nerd kid. I was on the drum line. I played drums and jazz band. But once my eyes were opened up to Pantera, that changed my whole view on music. Like that's when I really started to delve into it. And I was like, this is something I want to do for a living, because those guys are killing it. And every time I listen to one of their songs, it's awesome. And I want to destroy something, not in a bad way. You know what I mean? Like, you just get that energy. You're like, yes. So yeah, dude, it's definitely Pantera is what opened up my eyes to, this is something I want to do. And I was actually in a Pantera tribute band years ago, but getting with the Suicide Puppets was even better, because we're more on the industrial side of things, which is fine. Because I love Ministry also. So, I mean, it helps.
Nice. Yeah, I hear a lot of Ministry and Skinny Puppy and stuff like that in the group.
Absolutely.
So that's really killer. Yeah, I also, everybody at that certain age or era was a Pantera fan. Do you have a favorite Pantera record? If you had to pick one?
Play of Power.
The
Absolutely.
classic. Yeah, of course. Mine too. Yeah.
Gotta
It's
go with
interesting.
all, man.
Yeah, of course. It's interesting because Pennsylvania is really well known for hardcore, obviously, especially as you go south. But did you have, like, as obviously you were away for a while, but do you feel that the band also had kind of a little of an uphill climb as a unique kind of property as a band? Because,
Yes.
PA is.
Yeah, industrial metal isn't. It's not that it's not welcome here. It's just, a lot of kids around here love that, like, death, grindcore, that real heavy stuff. We have some heavy stuff too. It's just we like to use synth and keyboards. That's all. But yeah, it took a while for us to gain a little bit of traction, and that's fine. It actually, we feel it makes us better as a band and musicians, because we had to fight harder than everybody else. And you know what, though? That fighting paid off. The beginning of this year, they had the first ever Central Pennsylvania Music Awards, and we took home Best Metal Band. So all that hard work pays off. You know what I mean? Like, even though you may be starting out a band, and let's just say it's a genre of metal that's not that popular, that should tell everybody right there. Oh, wait, sorry, my wife is handing me this so everybody can see.
That's amazing.
Yeah, but that should just let you know, man, just work your butt off. You know what I mean? Do the best you can, and who cares what anybody else says? Like, oh, those guys suck. Why? Because we're not the same, type of metal that you want to listen to. You know what? Like, we worked our butts off, and we wound up winning an award for it. And not only that, we signed a deal with Distilled Entertainment last year, and that's they're our management company, and they've been helping us out a lot with different shows and whatnot. And they're the ones that got us on the music festival in Chicago. And then the other thing that I can't talk about right now, which we're kind of in limbo with right now, but
I got you.
Once we get the go ahead, everybody's gonna know.
Yeah, of course. We're happy to share the news. Congrats on the award. And I was gonna say, I know even Philly is well known for other genres of metal, black metal and doom and stoner. So you must have played on some very weird, diverse bills at certain points. Right?
Oh yeah. We've played on some interesting shows. Like, we played with rap groups. I mean, whatever. Like, we didn't care. We really did not care. We would anybody said, "Hey, you want to come on this bill?" We were like, "Yes, we'll do whatever we can just to get ourselves out there." Like, yeah, we're not, you're, like I said, your typical metal band that most kids around here enjoy, but I personally feel that industrial metal is still, like, it's still on the rise. Like, it's not going anywhere. I mean, people still remember Static X. That was a great industrial metal band. Ministry, they're still doing it. Al's been doing it since the late 70s. You know what I mean? Like, come on.
Yeah, I'm very high on this new sort of lost and soon to be released Static X record. I was a huge fan of theirs. I actually saw them at Starland Ballroom when they did their first tour back, and they did everything. And I know it's hard when you lose a member, but like, they lost Wayne, is irreplaceable. But I like that everything they did is with a lot of care and love, and all the fans were going nuts. And as soon as the music starts, you don't really, obviously you miss Wayne, but Zero is doing a nice job standing in, and everybody was like, "Oh, I never." A lot of people never saw them, or they missed it by a couple of years, or saw them once. So I think it's nice to be able to have this. I know it won't work for every band in every case, but singer seems to be the part of a band that seems like if you lose a singer, it's hard to ever.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And Wayne was very special and unique, and I think if he has music left over that they're using, I think it's great that people get to hear and appreciate his genius again. So.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I'm getting notes from my wife as this whole thing's going on.
No worries. The manager to the manager.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Yeah.
Just as we wind this down, I do want to ask you, because I'm very impressed with you guys. Obviously, having a management team helps, but I noticed that you guys have a lot of partners and sponsors, and I think that's a thing that a lot of bands either don't know how to approach or get, or clearly being good is one thing, but also you have to be able to make partnerships. So, does the band have an approach to that, or how do some of those partnerships come about? If you can talk about it.
Weirdly enough, like, we don't seek it out per se. It just comes to us. Like, we'll just be somewhere playing, and that's essentially how the Galvin Alchemy sponsorship came to be. We were playing Johnny Joe's in downtown Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania, and after the gig, our bass player was all like, "Dude, our bass player, he does screen printing on T-shirts and whatnot, and he's all like, dude, one of the guys that I do work for is really digging our band, and he wants to get together and maybe talk about a sponsorship." So it's like, we weren't even seeking it out. It just came to us. This guy had just happened to be a fan of the band and found out that Johnny is making T-shirts for his business. And I was like, well, hey, I'm a fan and I make mead and I want to sponsor you. So of course we gobbled it up. I mean, a lot of it is dumb luck, and even when it came to our management company, it was just dumb luck. I mean, the best thing I can say to do is literally, like I said before, just work your ass off. You know what I mean? Like, don't try to put things together too quick just because, like, you want to put something out there for everybody to hear. Like, as far as music goes, like, really work at it and like, really hone in on your craft and what it is, guitar, singing, bass, drums, whatever it is that you do, hone in on your craft, make it better, and then put something out that is, it's not just, okay, well, we recorded it, let's just throw it out. You know what I mean? Like, really put a lot of thought into what you're doing. Like, just work your butt off, and don't let anybody tell you that you can't do it, because you can.
Nice. I like the positivity. It's important right now. Yeah, man, just as a final thing, where can people find the band, and anything else you want to shout out and let people know about beside this awesome charity stream next week?
Sure, yeah. Don't forget, June 6th, this Saturday coming up at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we'll be doing a live stream. It was supposed to be at Club XL, but due to things beyond our control, it's been moved to another venue associated. Oh my God, my brain's not working right now.
We'll link it below.
Studios. I'm sorry.
We'll link it below. Don't worry.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, it's been moved to a new venue. Same time. Oh my God, I lost my train of thought. But we can edit all this, though, right?
Yeah. No worries. No worries.
All right. Well, in that case, hold on. Let me bring up the actual name of the venue so I don't look like an idiot.
Yep. We'll post the flyer up in this space.
Yeah. Right. Hold on a second. Oh, it's because I'm on airplane mode. That's all right.
No worries. Let's make sure to shout out the band socials. I'll post the flyer in this spot anyway.
Yeah. Okay. So you can find us on suicidepuppets.com. You can find us on Facebook, Suicide Puppets Band. You can find us on Instagram, Suicide Puppets. You can find us on Twitter, Suicide Puppets. And just recently, finally, it took us a while to finally get it done. But we actually have Suicide Puppets radio station on Pandora. So you can go ahead and check that out. It'll play, you know how Pandora works. You'll play one of our songs, then a slew of other ones, and so on and so forth. So yeah, that's kind of our exciting thing right now, is that we're finally on Pandora. So yeah, go ahead, check it out. But your best bet, literally, realistically, is go to suicidepuppets.com, and that'll take you, it's your gateway to everything social media-wise.
Killer, man. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, Veritas Suicide of Suicide Puppets. Congrats on everything. Thank you for your service and for continuing to pay it forward into the community. And we're going to keep following you guys, and I'm looking forward to some new music and other cool stuff soon.
Awesome. No, thank you very much for doing this for us. We can't thank you very much. We can't thank you enough for helping get the word out for this event, because it's really important to me and, and everybody else in the band too. But yeah, it's awesome, man. We can't thank you guys enough.
Our pleasure. Thanks so much. Word. Stay metal. We'll see you soon, okay?